I want to talk about something that I don't think a lot of people actually talk about, and I really feel like they should. The thing is, I'm genuinely scared for my future. No, like legitimately, I'm really scared for my future. I don't know if I'm going to meet my goals. I don't know if I'm going to have everything I want in life, the successful career, dream physique body, supporting my parents, making myself proud, making my family proud, traveling the world, experiencing new things, living life on my terms, having successful businesses, achieving financial freedom and wealth. All of those goals, honestly, they scare me so much to my core. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve them. But because they scare me, I know they're not small. And honestly, I don't think enough people talk about how much their goals scare them because I don't want to be average. I don't want to be mediocre. I don't want to be like everybody else. I am so scared that I'm not going to accomplish everything I want. And now I'm going to do everything in my power to make my goals a reality, basically. Growing up Asian, there was this quiet expectation, right? Or I guess not so quiet, of our parents, pushing us to our limits, getting good grades, getting into good colleges, getting good careers, going into engineering or business or finance or accounting or medicine, being a doctor, right? Basically, highly respected careers and professions within our society. And to honestly make our parents proud. And of course, I want to make my parents proud. Who doesn't want to make their parents proud, right? My parents are immigrants. They came to America when when they didn't even speak English yet, and they sacrificed so much for my education, for my future, and for my life, and I owe it to them. So there's always this little voice in the back of my head telling me to make them proud, to to not let them down, to not disappoint them, to take care of them, to give back to them, basically. And yeah, on paper, things are going really well. I graduated with my master's degree in mechanical engineering. I'm currently working at a currently working at a very large company with great benefits, with a great starting salary. But the thing is, I move thousands of miles away from my family and my friends for this job, and sometimes it gets really low. It gets really lonely, and the homesickness and just wanting to be with my friends and family. That's really hard some days, to be honest. Yeah, and as I said before, on paper, it might look like I've made it, right? Master's degree, making nearly six figures, 23 years old, just fresh out of college. But I honestly, I don't want to follow the traditional path. I don't want to be stuck in a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. I have a good job now, and I'm very grateful for it. But I also want something bigger. So that's why I'm building this business. I want to create something that I can be proud of. I want to create something that will leave some sort of legacy. I want to create something that can reach hundreds to thousands of people, all maybe even millions, all across the planet. Just helping them, sharing my story and helping people reach their goals and their physiques and to inspire people. That's what I want to do. And the truth is, as big as my dreams and goals are, there's also a lot of uncertainty and doubt. Sometimes I just lie awake in bed and I think to myself, what if I don't make it? What if I never achieve my dreams and goals? What if I don't make myself proud? What if I fail? What if I become mediocre and average? And I don't want that. What if I don't make my parents proud? And those thoughts, honestly, they scare me more than failing itself because if I fail, at least it means I tried, right? I would rather try and fail than to have never tried at all. You know, I would rather lie awake in bed and think to myself, oh well, rather than what if. I would rather regret having tried and failed than to have never tried at all, basically. But then I started to shift my mindset and to think things differently. The fact that I can even care about my hopes and dreams and I have a roof over my head and I have the bills paid is a privilege in and of itself. And there are so many people on this planet that don't even have that. They're just trying to survive. Also, it means I'm trying to build something bigger than myself. And most people don't even think that. Most people just drift and they coast on by in life and they react to life and they let life happen to them rather than trying to actively live it on their terms. So if you feel scared about your future, that's not actually a bad thing. That just means you care, right? And the more I work, the more I learn about myself, the more I work on my business, the more I realize that the real danger isn't uncertainty or doubt or failing even. The real danger is not even trying at all, not even taking a bet on yourself. So instead of asking myself, what if I fail? I start to ask myself a different question. What if it all works out? What if I succeed? What if I achieve everything I want, right? But the thing is, I won't know if I don't try. I won't know if I don't give it my all, right? That's the only way to know for sure. I can't directly control the outcome of my work. The only thing I can control are my inputs and consistency and me actually showing up. So if you're in your 20s and you're scared about your future, you're not alone. I fear that too. But just know that that fear is normal and you don't have to run away from that fear. In fact, it's a good thing. It means you're chasing something bigger, you're building something bigger. It means that you actually care about your future. And honestly, in my book, in my opinion, that already puts you way ahead of the curve. And honestly, the best thing that we can do is to just keep showing up and doing the work anyway, and to keep trying, keep putting in effort, keep trying to inspire people, help people, change the world and live a life on our terms and make ourselves proud, our parents proud, our families proud. None of us knows what the future holds. And the only way to find out is to keep moving forward.